Step right up. Let's get your weight.
Thank you. I'll pass.
Go ahead and stand on the scale.
No, really. You can put refused on the charts.
I have to write this arbitrary number down. Stand on the scale.
So here's the deal. You can have my weight if and only if the doctor needs it to prescribe me a new med or if I'm going under general anesthesia. Otherwise, you can put refused on the charts. Thanks.
The topic of the day is intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is something that was very recently created by two dietitians in around 1995. The goal of intuitive eating is to bring harmony between your biological and psychological needs. So pretty much making sure that you are getting all the nutrients and stuff that you need without it being detrimental to your mental health. And there are 10 principles of intuitive eating. 1 is rejecting diet mentality. 2, honor your hunger. 3, make peace with food. 4, challenge the food police. 5, respect your fullness. 6, discover the satisfaction factor. 7, honor your feelings without using food. 8, respect your body. 9, it's just movement. And 10, honor your health with gentle nutrition. Overall, the goal is to just create a healthy relationship with food. So I will be doing a series where I'll go in depth about all 10 of these principles. And remember, eat what you want, when you want, and don't let anybody make you feel bad about it.
One of the most common questions I get is, how can you say there's no relationship between weight and health? And first of all, virtually nobody is saying that. What I and many other fat activists are saying, and in fact we're begging people to understand this, is that as it stands in the current research, the relationship between weight and health is correlational, not causal. So some research methods 101. When two things are correlated, it means that they're happening at the same time. It does not mean that one thing is causing the other thing. For example, there's a very strong correlation between male pattern baldness and heart attacks, which is true. Now, based on that information, should we ascertain that baldness causes heart attacks? Should we try to get bald men to grow hair in an effort to reduce their likelihood of having a heart attack and then blame them when they can't do it? No, because what's actually happening is that a third factor seems to be at play, which contributes to both baldness and heart attacks. What I'm suggesting is that we look much more closely at the third factors at play when it comes to weight and health. For example, fat people frequently have our blood pressure taken with blood pressure cuffs that are too small. The problem with that is that when you use a cuff that's too small, it will always result in a false high reading. And this happens all the time. So these are the kinds of things I think about when someone says that fat people have higher rates of hypertension. I think, of course we do. We are constantly getting false high readings. And more broadly, there are a number of very influential third factors that contribute to the overall trend of health problems for fat people, such as weight stigma, also known as the stress of discrimination, something that fat people experience a lot. Another is weight cycling. Virtually all fat people have tried to lose weight at some point in our lives, but pursuing weight loss is a virtual guarantee that someone will experience weight cycling, which is extremely hard on the body. And finally, we have inaccessible, inequitable, and biased healthcare. Fat people experience all of these things, and all of them contribute to illness. But despite all of these third factors, discrimination, stress, weight cycling, limited healthcare, biased healthcare, incompetent healthcare, and a lack of proper medical equipment, the cultural conversation around weight and health refuses to evolve. People, especially thin people, tend to be very committed to upholding fatphobia. People are just more comfortable believing that fat people do bad things and that leads to bad health, and thin people do good things and that leads to good health, despite the fact that we know that's very misleading, very stigmatizing, and often untrue. Turns out the pushback that I get on this topic, it's not really about health. It was fatphobia all along, guys.
What? What the fuck?
You shouldn't be eating bread.
Why not?
Because you're overweight. Over what weight? What do you mean? Well, you said I'm overweight, so what weight am I over? You're over a healthy weight. How do you know what a healthy weight is? According to the BMI scale, BMI's been proven repeatedly to not be an accurate measurement of health, so over what weight? Over weight. Over what weight? Well, like, you're unhealthy. My doctor says I'm fine. But you're overweight. Over what weight?
It's full-time obesity promoter. And as someone who is personally really big into fitness, this obviously triggered me.
Yes, I just woke up. But let's discuss.
how a fat person triggered you into making a joke about hurting yourself. Every single person has a different lifestyle. I don't want your lifestyle. That's yours. I have my own. That would be like me seeing your skin and being like, oh, I'm gonna hurt myself because he has acne and I take care of my skin and wash my face. Does that make sense to you? Does it legitimately make sense? Fat phobia goes so beyond just, I don't like that person's fat body. People don't get the health care they need. They don't get hired in jobs. They don't get the love they deserve because they're fat. And no, they don't have to lose weight to fit into your standard. And again, fat phobia is anti-blackness. Sit with that. You are a joke.
Today I think I'm going to share a little bit of my dinner with you. I already started snacking on it when I was doing the pictures, but I think I can let you see the rest of it. I hope all this goes to my belly and hips.
It's actually really good garlic bread. Garlic bread is my favorite food. I could honestly eat it for every meal. Or just eat it all the time without even stopping.
You get fat.
No, why would I get fat?
Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat?
This video is for Mia Khalifa and Mia Khalifa only. If you're not Mia Khalifa, please go somewhere else. I will wait. Okay, Mia. So, I like you. I'm not going to shy away from that fact. I think you are an amazing person. But I have seen you post body positivity stuff like this, and I was curious if you know about the fat liberation movement. I was just informed about it by some of the nice people in my TikTok comments and messages, such as Curious Defiant. I'll tag her below. And a lot of the videos like show how body positivity has kind of been stolen by has been stolen by skinnier people when it was designed for bigger people. And I know Mia Khalifa is always down for learning and educating herself, and I feel like this is something that you, Mia, and if anybody else is watching would really get behind. So if it's something that you're interested in, I would look into it. And I'm tired of people being mean to you about you're not being truly body positive, because I know you want to be.
Pull up in it. Bro, this shit fucking hurt. It always hurts me when I see a black person being fat phobic. It just crushes me. Especially because one of the origins of fat phobia was literally racism. Prior to the Atlantic slave trade, Europeans actually found plushy, chubby to fat women extremely desirable and as a sign of health, whereas people who were thinner were sick and weird, specifically ugly. But during the Atlantic slave trade, many Europeans realized that many African enslaved folk shared similar proportionate chubby to fat sizes that they considered desirable, specifically black women. So in a desperate attempt to essentially perpetuate racial inferiority, they decided to just switch up the whole narrative and use science to back it up. This is what I mean when I say it's never been about health. Also, I'm reading this book called Fearing the Black Body, where Sabrina Strings goes into detail about this, using multiple historical references. It's really good. I beg, please.
As much as I love everyone, bear with me, I just got off work. As much as I love everyone and the body positive movement and whatever else, like, if you're making a video and you're like, let's start normalizing normal bodies, and you show off like your tiny little belly, that like small amount of belly you have, and otherwise your frame is very very thin, you aren't as revolutionary as you think you are nearly at all, because the comments you get, they're gonna be like, oh my god, icon, like yes, like yes, normal bodies, people have belly. But they, like, if I posted something like that, like, think of your skinny little self posting about your, like, little pooch that you have, and then think of me. Like, do you know what I mean? I post something like that. If I were to say, hey, let's normalize this body, I'm gonna get bombarded with terrible, mean people saying you're glorifying obesity, you're gonna die at age 22 because you have diabetes, and I am also a doctor and I know everything about your health. Like, I'm not gonna say stop posting videos like that. I wish I could, but I would sound really mean if I did. But consider just consider that there are people much bigger than you who have bigger problems than a little belly pooch. Like, I'm sorry.